this is Drew the Driver with Riding to Cash. I want to talk to you about what happens when you forget to drop off your scooters on time, at least for birds. Okay, so first, in the app, you're going to end up with this error message, overdue birds, where when that shows up, you can't capture more birds. So if you're late past 7 a.m. on the day you're supposed to do it, you're locked out to be able to get more. But during the week, Monday through Thursday, it actually allows you to click a button called snooze, and that snooze button will push your due date till the next day, so you can go capture more and more scooters. That's a clever workaround from when they realized people weren't really using them during the week that much. So instead of paying someone to have them in their house, they're letting people hold them longer by clicking snooze. So it saves them money and helps us out. In addition to having the overdue birds message, your scooters lock up. For example, this one right here, which is the upgraded Segway version of the scooter, the front wheel's locked. When you first capture it, up until your due date, or the next day at 7 a.m., it's unlocked. And you can't go in the app and unlock it. So you not only now have a front wheel that's locked, it's beeping, and when you try to transport it to your vehicle, you have to pick it up from the front and roll it from the back wheel. But even that is a pain because it's pretty heavy. This one is pretty heavy, but this one is way heavier. These are the Ericsson version. This is about 30, 35 with this back thing. This is like 43 pounds. I've weighed it out. They're 43 pounds, bulky, heavy. If you're using a car, this is not much of an option for you to be able to get them. But if you're using an SUV or truck, it works. So the front wheel's locked, so it's going slow. That's not the issue with this thing. The issue with this thing, I'll go ahead and show you. You're going to hear it in a second. Let me pop this out. So the front wheel's locked, so it's a pain. I can't move it barely. It's easier if I moved it from the back wheel, like I lift it up like this. This is how I would normally carry it. But having it have that issue is not a problem, but it's weird that it hasn't already happened. But the further you go, it's going to set an alarm off. Just keep watching. That will go off. Now hear that? From this right here. Even though you're the one that's supposed to be going to drop them off, and when you load them into your vehicle, when you start to drive, when you hit about 10 feet or something, 15 feet, it goes off again, and then again. And it will go off and off and off throughout the entire trip from where you live to where you're dropping it off. So that's a real pain in the ass. Some people have asked, this isn't really the focus of the video, but some people ask how I load them on by truck. So always use your knees, not your back. And when I set it up like this for transport. And then I can load them up. And once you get to about here, it starts to droop down. But the weight on this holds it in place. And then I use a tie down to tie them together to keep it all in the truck. So this is kind of how it looks. This method works really well for the scooters that have the charge port like here, so that I can charge them in place. But these particular ones, the charge cable has to be plugged in here, so I can't really put the scooter in my truck and charge in place because it's incredibly difficult to try to get to the port while it's fully loaded. So that's one downfall in my mind about scooters for bird when they're like this. I can't charge them in my truck, so more work for me. But that's basically how it works. And when you forget to go drop off your scooters, it'll lock up. It'll have that sound as basically a disincentive of missing your due date. Luckily for bird, they don't reduce the pay, or have yet to so far. So if I'm supposed to be paid $5, unlike Lime, it doesn't cut the pay in half when I drop it off late. But Lime, if you do Lime scooters, if you're past that due date within a 2-hour period, your pay goes down to half. If it's passed even further, it's 0. So they won't pay you even though you've done the work if you don't fit the timeline they say you need to do it by. That's why a bird can be superior in some capacities. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and watch out for more.